Excellencies, thank you very much for sharing this moment with us. We are deeply grateful. We would want to know what is the ALO's resolve and your personal positions in terms of the African youth. We have a demographic dividend across Africa in this day and age. And in that in view, what was the ALO's resolve in terms of developing the African youth?
No. Let me thank you for affording us this opportunity to have our voices amplified. ALO has a main concern about where the gaps are in our development, in our leadership, in education, in healthcare. And because the young people of Africa make up minimum 60% of our populations, they are a priority. And so everything we'll be doing for this year will focus on where are those gaps? How can we highlight them? How can we ensure that development follows the minerals that we have, for example? Or how can we ensure that people consider healthcare as an important agenda for young people? If you have no healthcare, if your health is failing, you can't even do anything. How do we translate those messages? So I think ALO is poised to provide a way forward, to provide a better voice, a louder voice, should I say, so that the young people know that we're not just an organization jumping around, but we're trying to highlight the issues that are important and shine a light where changes need to take place. And I think that's what we will be doing in the 2026 agenda.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Madam Jill. Now, I would want to take Your Excellency Kikwete back to your early days. Let's say in general, what were your specific encounters in your early days of leadership that shape how you lead today?
Specific. Of course, in leadership, what I can simply say is I've been a student leader in the university. I think that could be my. And in those days, to be elected president of the organization, the student organization at the campus, you had to establish a campaign team. You had to develop a platform, which is the agenda, yes, and you have to campaign. So, in that small way, the university, and there are these experiences of disinformation. For example, a day before the elections, people circulated a document about what I'm going to stand for. And all the issues they raised are the very issues that the students don't like. But it was not my idea. And then we go to the dining room in the afternoon, the cafeteria. They say, okay, what is this? I say, what? I say, no, we have not issued our manifesto. So then, of course, so we issued our manifesto. We cancelled that one. So you can see. And then midway, when in our leadership, people were organizing to remove our government, the student government. So we had to meet at night and call back the core team and say, hey, our government is under threat. So we had to organize on how to save the government. So you can see this very small space of a university really teaches you when you signal the presidency that you have to when you work by 5-6 members of parliament, you teaches you how to organize a campaign, how to identify supporters, how to come up with the messages, how to come up with a manifesto that resonates, yes, with the interests of the population, but also how to safeguard the government, that it can be threatened. If we're not careful, we would have been removed. Because if they incite the university students population, they'll just say we don't want you.
Those were very profound experiences, I must say. This takes me now to my next question. You've made decisions involving millions of people in the past and even now. How did you, as a person, deal personally with the pressure, especially when the stakes were extremely hard?
No. Not every day. Every day, I think some of the pressure, what are the negative and there are times you make a decision which people celebrate. You create a lot of anticipation, and your biggest challenge, are you going to deliver on that? I think the pressure of delivering on promises, that is me most. And this is what, I was elected with a huge margin. Yes, but 82%. Yes, but it was really based on expectation. People had a lot of expectations, and young people, when during my campaign, young people would just run beside my vehicle. Yes, saying, "You're one young man, Refero, you're one of us. You're one of us." Expectations. So at the end of the day, when I got elected, the biggest pressure has been, am I going to be able to deliver on the expectations? So that is why now you have to sit down, come up with plans, yes, and make sure that those plans address the issues that concern the people, the various sections of the population, and make sure that you mobilize the. First is how to create a credible team in your government. Is the team that can actually deliver on your agenda. So these are some of those pressures, and I think they are the positive ones. Not necessarily, of course, there are times you run into difficult challenges, whether within the country or without the country. But I think, to me, the most important pressures are there's the how to deliver on the expectations.
Your Excellency, if you were 22 again, what would you focus on building first? Would it be network? Would it be skill? Would it be capital? Would it be character? And why?
And it has to include all.
Which would you focus on building first?
It has to be a holistic approach. Because if you just do training, for example, without providing capital for that idea to become real, then you've disappointed someone. Like His Excellency said, you've raised their expectations. You've made them believe that what you were about to do was going to actually change their life. And to just do a training session and then everyone disappears, they are so disappointed. But what is character? How do you give someone money to do a business that they've brought an idea for, who is just thinking about how to use that money, in different ways? It has to be a holistic approach, and I think that's where Africa needs to get. We have to add character, have to add training, we have to add a capital, we have to add entrepreneurship. Some people get funny and they have no idea what to do with it, how to use it in a way that it multiplies itself. The approach has to be holistic. You can't take one issue and say, well, let's run with this. It's not going to work. So if I were 22, I would know better that you have to put all of them together.
It has to be a holistic approach.
It has to be a holistic approach.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
This is, by the way, not for... But when I was president, or when I was foreign minister, somebody will ask you, tell me one thing that you think is important for us to support. I said, look, you're fine. I have so many priorities. Just tell me which one of these priorities you're going to choose to assist me. Because I cannot just single out problems we have with infrastructure, with education, with so many things. So that is it. Always the question, tell me one thing. Like, as Vice President has said, you have to be able to do all of them. because they are all of them are the concerns of the people. They are the concerns of the people. You cannot just single out, "Oh, mine is only this one." Yes, there are some people who have problems. This one, problems in education, problem in their water. They don't have clean water. There are people who don't have access roads to their villages. So there are so many.